Okay. Dang. Time is really flying. Have you ever heard anybody say that?
Yeah.
And speaking of time flying, are you ready?
Oh, wait. Something else we got to record.
Yeah. We might want to record this. Hey there. Welcome back to the podcast. On today's episode, man, life is just so unfair.
And today we're going to learn the power of living an unfair life.
The true advantages of living the unfair life. I can't wait to hear this.
You sound surprised. Unfair. It's not fair.
Yeah. It's not. That my mom used to say that to me all the time. And it's usually said to the younger sibling or the youngest sibling. Well, life
Life's not fair.
Life just isn't fair. How come I don't get to do that? Well, life just isn't fair. Now, there's a whole lot of firstborns out there who are arguing with me right now. Why do I got to take him along with me? Life just isn't fair.
This past week, it seems like the theme around my life, the office, has been fairness and people actually getting themselves in trouble because they're upset about the fairness of things.
Sure.
And I even see it in like Friday, we took off on a road trip, went and saw a concert, Toby Mac, Crowder, Ryan Stevens, Kane. And so you got to stand in line to get into these places.
Mm-hmm.
And people are jockeying back and forth. And then, somebody's standing there and 14 friends come up and stand with them because they've been holding the place in line.
Yeah.
And you hear the grumblings of, that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fair. I've been standing here for an hour and they can just walk up and get in line. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. Or conflict with other people. Like they said this and I wasn't expecting that. That's not fair. They weren't supposed to do that. So fairness has been a theme. And I kind of settled on this concept with a couple of people of how do you deal with it? You live an unfair life.
Mm-hmm. It's the expectation. You walk into every day just agreeing with the fact that life's not fair and I shouldn't expect it to be.
And that would be the number one tip. Thank you for jumping ahead.
Sure. I don't know where they are.
To change the expectation that life should be fair. Life is not fair. Your mother's told you that a million times. So expect unfairness.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right out of the gate, that breaks the should rule.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the fundamentals,
mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of this stuff is kind of buried. We have these beliefs. They're called core beliefs. We have these beliefs about life. We have these beliefs about how we are to interact with other people in relationships. And we get some things twisted, like do unto others as they do unto you. So that since they screwed me over, I'm going to screw them over.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's what that means.
It wasn't the original intent. Yeah. Well, and then, walking into this, who's defining fair?
True.
There's a whole lot of different people defining what is fair and what is not.
Years ago when I taught the class on stress and anger management, one of the exercises I would do is I would hold a kind of Q&A session to keep the class kind of engaged, and I would have candy bars and stuff, and I would ask questions and they had to raise their hand, and the first person to get the answer right would get a candy bar. And then that night, for the fairness kind of illustration, after a few questions that involved candy bars, and I would hold up a $10 bill and said, this round worth $10, and your eyes light up. And so somebody answers the question, they get the $10, and you see them just smiling and holding the $10 up and showing it to everybody else in the room and laying it on the table and smearing, ironing it with their hands. And then about 20 minutes later, do it again, but this time with a $20 bill. And then somebody get that answer right. They get the 20. And I look back over at the guy who got the 10, and the look on his face has changed.
Mm-hmm.
He's now mad because they got 20. He only got 10. That's not fair.
Yep.
And that's what fairness does to us. It takes our eyes off the prize. We're focusing on things that we don't control, which leads to tip number 2, which is don't compare. Was that old phrase, comparison is the thief of joy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself only to yourself. What are your goals? How are you progressing towards your goals? What do you have, as opposed to looking around at what you don't have? Fundamental number 4.
Yep.
But yeah, you focus on yourself. What do you want out of life? What are the goals you have set for yourself? How are you progressing towards your own goals? Rather than, well, they're learning it faster, or they're getting it faster, or they got higher in the company than I got in the company. Focus on you. Don't compare.
Yeah, Moses came down from the mountaintop with 10 commandments, and the wrap up to it was the thou shalt not covet. Number 10.
Number 10.
Focus on yourself. Focus on you. Don't worry about your neighbor. Don't want what they got. Just get what I'm going to give you.
And this is how to, if you live life with the expectation, not the expectation, but the understanding, maybe is a better way to say it. Live the life with the understanding that not everything is going to be fair. It can't. Life can't be 100% fair. There will be imbalances. Some people will get more than you get. Some people will make progress faster than you make. And that's just happenstance. I mean, that's the way it is. There's always somebody higher up on the ladder than you. We're constantly looking up the ladder to the next person. What they got, what I don't got. We're comparing ourselves to other people all the time and demanding that. And the crazy thing about it is usually they're not, people who are complaining about the fairness of things aren't wanting themselves elevated. They're wanting the other person pulled down to their level.
Sure.
Because misery loves company.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's not fair. And so we take away from the successful person so the unsuccessful person doesn't feel bad. Remember participation trophies?
No.
No?
Not in my generation.
Well, no, yeah. We didn't get them. But there's a period of time where they stopped keeping score in soccer because one team was a loser and one team was a winner, and that's not fair.
Is that not still a thing?
Is it not? I don't know.
I think it is.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, up to a certain age, there's no losing. And what a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. You talk about creating a whole lot of little turds, little kids who just don't, that like, it's not fair. Talk about it. It's not fair.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
I don't know. Listen, we need to deal. Let's learn to deal with life on life's terms and learn to be a good loser.
Well, it's just a fact. Some people are faster. Some people are slower.
Exactly.
Some people are smarter. Some people are not as smart. Some people are better with money. Some people are not as good with money. I mean, it just goes on and on. We can't be 100% fair across the board. And that being the reality, if you accept that reality, then you can be successful within the reality in an arena. Musk has got $1 billion. That's great. I don't. So do we need to take all that money from Musk so that he's down here with me? Or I don't even want $1 billion. I don't know what I would do with $1 billion. I enjoy my life right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. So what? He's got more money than me. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I thought about this as you sent me a note on this subject, and the the two people who just immediately came to mind on this whole idea of over the last several months, who in the world could be saying life isn't fair?
We're going to name names?
Yep.
All right.
Well, no names. I don't, because I would, but I don't know their names. I should know their names, but it's the two astronauts.
Oh.
They're supposed to be there for 8 days. And now they're up there floating around for like 8 months.
Yeah.
8 or 9 months.
That's not fair.
Yeah. Talk about unfair. But is that their attitude? No, it's not at all.
Go ahead, guys. The Boeing capsule is perfectly safe. Sure. Yeah. Get in.
Hurry. And and I heard him say in hindsight, I should have asked a few questions. And so, but now he's up there praising
What's
Jesus.
that duct tape over there?
Why don't the brakes work? Yeah, but I mean, they could definitely have that attitude.
Sure.
Because that's all this is. It's an attitude of entitlement. It's an attitude of me first. It's an attitude of, I deserve more.
Right.
And the bottom line is, if we all figured out how to walk in a spirit of grace, then what we're doing is we're walking in a desire to give rather than to receive, or to give over this whole idea of everywhere I go, I'm just going to go for what I can get.
Right.
And if that were actually the case, this world would change. And the reality is it changes one person at a time. So I'm just going to start with me. I'm the first person who needs to change, that I want to change. So that's focusing on you. That's the idea. Yeah. Don't expect from others what you're not willing to expect from yourself.
Well, number one is understand and accept that life is unfair. Number two is don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to your achievement of your own goals or your own progress or whatever it is that makes you happy. And then number three is to practice living that unfair life. And that's, I think, what you're kind of talking about here is focus on me. And rather than focusing on changing other people, change myself, live more of a grace-filled life, create unfair circumstances on purpose to practice accepting and living and being in an unfair situation so that when an unfair situation strikes you, you're better prepared to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you right now, there's no better place to practice this whole idea than Walmart. And you don't even have to start when you go in. Start when you're driving into the lot.
Right.
And just decide that you're going to, before you even go in, you're going to give somebody a parking spot that you are vying for.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to park a little further away.
Sure.
And then you're going to just relax. I've had to do this because I was getting too tense. And Don needs me to go to the grocery store every now and then. And we choose Walmart because it costs less. So there's many factors against me. And so I decided, no, I'm going to turn this into I'm going to accentuate the positive. I'm singing that as I'm going in.
Sure.
And now I lost the words. Eliminate the negative. So I take a deep breath and I go walking in and I smile. And I'm smiling. There's a greeter at the Walmart up at New Market who is amazing. He will, to every single individual, he will say, and I would like to welcome you to Walmart. Because for years now, I thought the greeter has just gone downhill.
Yeah.
The greeters they're terrible. They don't even look at you. This guy.
Sitting down half the time.
Yeah, this guy's bringing Walmart greeting back to a whole nother level. I'd like to thank you for coming to Walmart. And I just tell him every time, I love you. You're my favorite greeter. So right there at the door, he has created an opportunity for me to be able to walk right in, and everybody else he greets, we can choose to walk right in and experience joy at Walmart. And part of that is also when I go to get in line, I try to intentionally let somebody go ahead of me.
Boom.
And just slow your roll.
It's not fair. I was here first.
But I'm going to create an opportunity for it to be fair for you.
Well, and that's as you're heading towards, like you mentioned Walmart, they've got the self-checkout section with like 8 cash registers, and as you're walking that direction, you start looking around and you see 12 other people also now walking in that direction. So you start walking a little bit faster.
Oh yeah.
And this competition starts, as who can get to that. Let them go. It's not fair. I was first. I get to go. No, step back. Live an unfair life.
Yep.
In traffic. Not fair that they want to kind of nudge their way. Let off the gas. Let them in. Live an unfair life.
Yep.
Put others first. Don't focus on being first. Look for those situations where you can live unfairly. So when you go to the concert and there's 2,000 people standing in front of you and 2 people cut, you're okay.
Yeah.
You're not punching them in the back of the head. Not that I did that Friday night, but.
No. Kind of like how we handled the situation up in Salina when the dude kept putting his finger in our ears.
Well, that had nothing.
There are times where, in the sake of unfairness,
I think it was fair.
You stand up and you turn around, and then when you realize it's Andre the Giant, he's putting his pinky in your ear, and you thought it was his thumb. But this dude is so big, you say, "Hey, would you mind? My ears are a finger-free zone."
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's like one of the first times we all went out together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the pastor and the psychologist and their wives, and we're driving to a little concert, and we're sitting there all trying to act mature and respectful, and this clown behind us, jacking with Tish, sticking fingers in ears, and I fly up, you fly up, and his friends fortunately tackled him, but
fortunately for us,
yeah, because they could have joined him.
Yeah.
That would have been the redneck thing to do.
It would have been.
My friend's in the wrong, but that's okay.
Yep.
Anything for a fight.
Yep. The good Lord took care of these old men right there.
So, live an unfair life.
Yes. And just see what happens. Walk in a mode of just expecting that today, kind of like you've talked before, we'll just wrap up this way. You talk about getting up each day and pre-forgiving.
Pre-forgiving.
You're just going to, no matter what happens, you're going to have a spirit of forgiveness.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to, man, that's a big deal too. I mean, that'll change your whole day. So in the same mode, you're going to walk in an expectation that, listen, life isn't fair. So if something happens to me, hey, no big deal.
Yeah.
Life's not fair. And if it can happen to somebody else, why wouldn't it happen to me?
Sure.
Or why couldn't it? And then just see how it starts to change. This whole thing is about being renewed with the transforming of our minds. And so walking into each day with a different perspective, walking in forgiveness and walking in the idea that life doesn't have to be fair.
Boom.
See if it doesn't change your world. In a positive way.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Jesse's Guys You Know.
Thank you, everybody who continues to listen and support and share and like and all that good stuff. We appreciate that. It makes it feel very fair.
If you're listening still, hit the like button and share this show.
That's right. And have an awesome week.
See you guys next week.